I used to be the kind of person who would set goals after goals and I would just plaster them over my wall. I was obsessed with goals. I thought that if I just focused on them hard enough, I would manifest them in my life. Because back then that is what every motivational speaker was saying, focus on your goals. But here is the brutal truth. I almost never achieved any of them. I set the goal to get good grades. I ended up failing 3 subjects in high school. By the way, this is my 3rd YouTube channel. Previously, I'd set the goal of hitting 10,000 subscribers, but I ended up deleting both of them at around 60 subs. After years of failing to not achieve my goals, I started thinking that maybe the advice that I was following was actually flawed. So I went deep. For 6 years, I devoured self-help books, thousands of podcasts on psychology, productivity, and discipline. I tested diets, supplements, and mental frameworks, and I ran a bunch of experiments on myself. After doing all of that, I finally discovered the truth. Goals are simply not enough. What actually works is building systems. When I shifted from being goal obsessed to being system obsessed, my life flipped completely. I went from an academic failure to working as a software engineer at Fortune 500 companies. From procrastinating, eating garbage, staying skinny and weak, to now reading books, lifting weights at the gym, training martial arts, and doing all this consistently. So what made this transformation possible? Systems. In this video, I'll break down what exactly are systems, why do they make you look like a machine, what systems I personally use, and how to create systems that will make you unrecognizable. So let's get right into it. A goal is just a wish. It's you saying that you want to go from where you are to something better, but it doesn't tell you how to get there. You can set a goal to make $1 million in the next 5 years, but that goal alone doesn't magically tell you what are the steps you need to take. There's something missing. A system is that machine that gets you there. It's a repeatable set of habits, actions, and processes that you follow every single day. Example, if your goal is to lose 10 pounds, then a goal-obsessed person would just think about the number on the scale, whereas a systems-oriented person would focus on the actions required to lose that weight. He would think about the type of workouts he needs to do today, the duration of that workout, the type of salad he's going to have for lunch, and he's going to set the meal times. Because truth be told, it is the system that drives the results. And when you follow good systems, your goals stop being these vague, dreamy destinations. It now becomes an inevitable outcome that you're walking towards every single day. Imagine there is a student and he wants to ace his exams. If this guy studies 2-3 hours a day, solves all the past papers, does group sessions on the weekends, then this person has built a bulletproof system. And when your system is right, it's hard to fail. Before I had systems in my life felt scattered. I had all these goals but no structure. Now I operate on multiple systems. I always wanted a solid physique, but for years I chased that goal without really a plan. I was still skinny and I didn't really get anywhere. Then I finally sat down and asked myself this question: what does it actually take to build a good physique? I researched that I need to train at least 3 to 5 times. I need to do workouts based on hypertrophy, hit a calorie target, sleep early to get that recovery. Then I logged in these habits into specific time blocks. Once my system was ready, all I needed to do was just blindly follow it every day. And unless my body defies biology, it now became impossible for me to fail at this goal. I used the same approach this time when I was running this channel. My system is to learn YouTube strategy, script videos, record and edit, and spend 4 hours a day on this process. I knew that if I did these things consistently, there's no way that I wouldn't be a better content creator. And the difference was clear. On my last channel, I had no systems in place, and that is why I ended up deleting them. But for this channel, I have a system in place, and that is the system that got me to 1,000 subs, and I'm still running it. When you have multiple systems for various domains of your life, you're going to eventually combine them and end up with a routine. And this routine is nothing but a collection of well-built systems. Here's the best part about systems. Systems feel good every single day. If you only focus on goals, you get one big dopamine hit once you have achieved that goal. And then it's gone. You're chasing the next goal now. And sometimes you chase a goal for months or even years without experiencing a reward. But when you operate your life living by a system, then you feel that small win every single day. Every time you tick something off your to-do list, you follow your system the right way, you feel a sense of progress. You now know that you are better now than you were yesterday. And this is that daily reward that keeps you going consistently consistently for years. For example, someone is trying to work at Microsoft or Google. Now, if you go with a goal chaser mentality, you are not going to feel satisfied probably for years until and unless you get that job offer. Whereas someone who's obsessed with systems would feel happy every day solving coding problems, learning about interview procedures. The journey itself becomes so satisfying. Imagine you have to walk 20 kilometers to get $1 million. In the first scenario, you get paid $1,000 for every single kilometer that you complete, plus that grand prize of 1 million at the end of this 20-kilometer walk. Whereas in the second scenario, you get nothing for each kilometer you complete. You only get that grand prize towards the end. In which scenario do you think that people are more likely to complete that 20-kilometer walk? The one who gets daily rewards stays on the path for longer. And this is why systems win. This part is key. If you mess this up, nothing else matters. When you set a goal, the first question should be, who else has already achieved this goal? Find them, study them, and dig up their systems. Like, I want to be a successful entrepreneur who creates real value for people. One of the people that I model is Alex Hormozi, an entrepreneur who's done exactly what I want to do. So I took in things from his system, like do 4 hours of deep work each morning, daily content creation, constant learning from books, podcasts, courses. Your system should mirror the habits of those people who have already accomplished your goal. It doesn't have to be perfect or 100% optimized, but if you build it from proven behavior, you won't drift. But if your system is random or built off faulty advice, then you might grind for years and still not get anywhere. So make sure you spend a good amount of time just building the right system. But the brutal truth is, just because you've designed a good system, that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to adhere to it, unless you have a foundational level of discipline in you. So make sure that you watch this video to get those foundational discipline skills.